Okay, so big news in the IB world. Russia has kicked out the program. Kicked it out. Yes, in August, Russia said, get the hell out of our country. And I think it's affected about 10 schools. Why though? Why? And where could this lead to other countries like Indonesia and China and other countries deciding to throw out the IB? Well, first of all, why did Russia kick it out? Well, I'll go to the horse's mouth. In March 2022, IB Director General Olli-Pekka Heinonen issued an open letter condemning Russian invasion of Ukraine and expressing solidarity with schools affected by the war. Hello, they wouldn't have done that with China. They wouldn't talk about Papua and Indonesia like that. Oh my God, no way. Which reminds me how anti-Western and Western values IB is. People just don't understand this. IB actually is a very liberal program. It's very progressive. It's actually against a lot of conservative values. So let's start again. Could IB lose its world dominance almost, starting with, say, Indonesia or China? Well, first of all, let me remind you, IB is not a school. A lot of people, oh, it's an IB school. There's no such thing. An IB school is an the school has decided to contract through IB. They have to go through petitioning IB, and then IB will send people to check out the school, and then they'll be granted IB status for the 3 programs IB run: PYP, MYP and IB Diploma. Now, IB Diploma itself isn't really the issue when we look at Indonesia and China. In fact, even for Russian kids, it's going to hurt them to an extent. You have to remember, IB is elite. You will find, I promise you, in the next 20, 30 years, 80% of world leaders will have had an IB education. And by the way, that's a bloody big worry. Neither here nor there. The problem comes with the cultural clash between IB and Indonesia or China when it comes to certain areas, not least, of course, climate change, LGBTQ. The point is that Indonesia is conservative, China is conservative, and IB are trying to ram down the throats not just of 15, 16-year-olds, of 5 or 6-year-olds. Climate change, we're all going to die. Oh, love everyone, diversity is our friend. Well, of course, diversity is your friend if you're wealthy. Oh my God, the wealthy will always be wealthy and live in their mansions, in their cuckoo land. Your average kid doesn't have that. They have to put up with the diversity of 20 different countries in their classroom, and the teacher having to be not understood by 80% of the students, and then having to put all their time and effort into those students and neglecting the local kids. And that's not just the UK, that's Indonesia and the world. I saw it in my school. Another interesting thing is that IB calls you a lifelong learner. Oh, we're all lifelong learners. Oh my God, how patronizing. It's as if I don't go to an IB school, I'm not a lifelong learner. I'll tell you what, you can learn a lot more outside of school than you can in. And the other thing is that they always say, oh, you know, you're trying to close down debate and discussion. I worked in an IB school for 15 years. You think they allow debate and discussion on things like multiculturalism? You think they allow debate on climate change? No bloody way. Also, of course, because I'm not discussing the programs here. I've actually discussed the PYP, MYP and IB in separate parts of my channel. Check them out at any time. I'm not a hater of IB. I think the diploma has a reasonably good place within education, but the PYP and the MYP are indoctrinating kids. Now we come to the question, will Indonesia go Russia's way, or for that matter China? Well, the first thing, they're not going to get the IB talking negative about Indonesia. So in that sense, no. Another one is that actually IB have started to get their claws into, my God, they've got their claws into the Ministry of Education. They're actually pushing certain things like rubrics into the Indonesian system. Dangerous, dangerous. But of course, their IB, they must know what they're doing. IB is no better than the teachers who teach. Oh, we're an IB school. Don't matter about our teachers. That's how IB works. Simple. You'll never hear, oh, he's a good teacher, she's a good teacher. It's the IB. One last thought. AI is going to change the whole world of education in the next 5-10 years, for good and for bad. IB has programs, the diploma, where it asks kids to make an extended essay or theory of knowledge essay. Oh my God. 5-10 years ago, if you didn't want to do it, you'd pay somebody. Now I can make an extended essay in 5 minutes just using ChatGPT. And yes, in theory you have devices to know, but on the whole, areas like this are not going to work anymore. You need exams. Exams. Exams are probably the only way now to show the capability of a student, because otherwise students can cheat. They can pull wool over your eyes. Anyway, enough of the rant. Of course, if you were to ask me about IB, MYP, PYP, don't make your kids do that. See ya, and as always, Baba, don't be a sheep.